So this month, Sonnet challenged her creative team to take 5 items, do a scavenger hunt, find those items, and flip them with her maker's box for June to celebrate her 2nd year anniversary. So that's what we did. Our 5 items was a box, a planter, a sign, a tray, and a basket. And I had picked up some of those items when I was out in Appleton, and some of those items I pulled from my stash, and I'm about to flip them. And as I'm cleaning up this piece to work on, I realized I should probably show it to you before, since I've already flipped 2 items and didn't get a good picture of them. So I apologize. I am not the best at doing before pictures. So let me show you my tray, because I'm kind of obsessed. And I think I paid $1 or $3. Can't remember, but there are so many scratches in this glass that I decided I was gonna decoupage it. Now, I don't know if this will be in my whatnot for the maker's box, because that old glass might be hard to ship. I haven't decided. I'll let you all know. But my other items that I am flipping today will be available on Sonnet's Creative Express raid train over on Whatnot. I will have the link down below in my description, and that is 2 days from now. So y'all make sure to hop over there, catch on. We are doing it from 11 to 4. It's gonna be a spectacular time. I can't wait. So make sure you guys are checking that out. I will have the items from this video and some from previous videos. So if you've been wanting to purchase them, hang out and check out everybody else's makes as well. And let's get to it. So project number 1 is my planter. I am taking a broken sifter, an old sifter, and we're going to turn this into a planter. I love using these for planters because they have that screen mesh on the bottom. They work perfect for outdoor plants because it has perfect drainage, and I will be planting something in this if I don't sell this on our Whatnot coming up. So I am taking our old 57 and going to give this 2 good coats of paint and let it dry completely before moving on. And while I am painting this, let me introduce myself. My name is Sandra. I'm the owner and creator here at Midwest Charm. I specialize in repurposed, upcycle, vintage home decor and all of your DIY crafting needs. I carry Sweet Pickins, Milk Paint, Recycled Treasures, Connie Lines and Designs, DIY paint, and more. You can find me online and all of the social medias. Our website's midwestcharm.co. And you can also now find me in the Pink Squirrel in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. So make sure you check out my other socials for more information about that, and say hello to Floof. He was very curious about what I was working on, and this paint is very safe to use around pets and kids. It's all natural, only 9 ingredients. It is wonderful. One of my faves. More on that at a different time. Let's get back to our project. Now, I had some boo-boos while recording this go round. I have not been feeling well at all, and there were several instances where I thought I was hitting record and I was actually hitting stop, and I was recording the off moments and not the actual creating moments, so I apologize ahead of time. Here I am using water and a paintbrush to go around the edge of this beautiful paper by Connie at the Painted Photographer. I believe this one is called Whispers Through Time. And we are going to go around the edge of this and then cut it out with, you can see my finger. I'm just pulling on it and holding down the part that I'm keeping. And then when I get this pulled out, I'm going to use one of the colors from our box here, the Victorian Lace, and by Fusion, and I'm going to paint a coat of paint onto the back of this little piece, and I'm going to set it aside to dry. Now, the reason for doing this is that I really want those colors to pop off of this planter. If I were to leave it as is, it would kind of blend in with that blue, with it being a background that's the brighter like that. It would kind of just blend in with it, and I really, really want these to pop. I want to, when I put flowers in it, have that picture still be the main part. And I threw this in, you guys. These will be in the Whatnot sale, and I'll explain that more later. Because I forgot to record, I'm decoupaged that piece on once it was dry, and this is decoupaging. And I used paper from this box as well. And this is Timeworn Tin Tile. And you can see I paint the white. I use my decoupage medium, which I am using crystal clear chandelier um, liquid patina for that. And I just spray down my paper and then apply it and smooth it out, and it works. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side of this. And this is what I did on the tin. I did a whole coat over the whole thing because DIY paint needs to be sealed. And then I placed down my decoupage rice paper where I wanted it, and then I smoothed over the top with my brush so that we got all of those ridges and the advertising words all placed in there, and you can still see it. And because I boo-booed, I created some extra projects so that you guys could see some of the examples of what I'm doing. And then again, this is just to your benefit because we are having to celebrate the 2-year anniversary. We are having a auction over on Whatnot on Wednesday where you can purchase these items. So make sure you guys follow the links down in my description for that. So project number 2 is my box. And I found this box when we were out in Appleton thrifting together with Sonnet and the gang. And I knew immediately this was my box for this project. And I'm going to decoupage on just one side of this. So that side is going to get a coat of Fusion's Victorian lace. And any white paint will work for this under any of your decoupage papers. We're going to let this dry completely, and then we are going to prep the rest of the box. Now, for the rest of this box, I had some DIY vintage linen, I believe, that was really dried up and kind of chunky. Just really, really super thick. So what I do is I take that, and you can see I just swiped it on each side of this. And then I'm going to use the old 57 and do some blending, but I'm going to stipple this on so that I get some really great texture on the entire piece. And I'm just randomly adding in the blue and just kind of going until it feels right to me. Now, this is totally up to you on how you do this type of a method. I know on that rice paper that Connie created, she used these color or this color, the old 57, and I want to do a play on that. And in hindsight, I may go back in and do some dark wax over this piece, but as of right now, I'm leaving it as it is. You'll see at the very end where I will show you all of my finished pieces together exactly how this turned out, and it's so pretty. I love it. Connie's papers were the first ones I grabbed this go round, and I had a lot of fun creating with the two of them. So once this is painted, I'm going to go back to my paper, which I am using Moments in Motion. And I am again using that water method to tear this. And I'm just going around the edge in just a random design. And I am going to go back in then and pull this piece out. Now this one, I do not need to paint white because I painted that one side white, and that's the side that this will go on. So we'll get this torn out and then applied. So using our liquid patina, I'm going to apply that down once I decide exactly where I want it to go. And I did crease those edges with my thumb so I know how to place this back on exactly where I have it here. Make sure your handle is up so that when this is sitting, it's going to have your picture going upright. So we're going to take our liquid patina, and I am going to just go in and do half of this at a time. This rice paper is beautiful to work with. It's strong, it's heavy. It does give you a lot of playtime. If you wanted to peel this up and move it, you definitely could. It definitely is a strong piece to work with. I love using these. So we're gonna get this applied down, do the base, gonna smooth our paper over it, and then put a coat over the top. And then we're gonna take, and I didn't get this part on camera. Again, I apologize. You're gonna see me painting some little pumpkins instead. I'm gonna do that same texture with the mixture of the vintage linen and the old 57, and we are gonna add that around the edges of this. And then we are sprinkling on a bunch of the decrepit dust because this just needs some age, and it turned out so beautiful. And these little pumpkins will also be for sale and whatnot. These will be pumpkins. So what you're going to see me do here is just a coat of orange on these little vintage Jello molds. And I do these every year. I sell out of them every year, and I personally love them. They're small, they're adorable, and they make for a reasonable cost item for your customers or whatever you decide to do with them. These will get 2 coats, they will get sealed, and then wait till you see how we finish these up. Project number 3 is my basket. Again, I was really terrible this time with getting before pictures. I have been so sick, you guys. I apologize. So I'm taking this basket here. It's like an old berry basket, picking basket. I don't know what it is, but I freaking love it. I love the shape. It's oval. It's not like your apple baskets that are round. It's an oval, and it definitely could be used as a planter as it has a plastic bottom with drain holes. But I decided to pick this for my basket because that's probably how I would personally display this. So I'm taking the Raw Silk by Fusion Mineral, and I'm just painting the wood pieces that are in the middle. And I'm not painting the handle. I'm not painting anything else, just the wood on the side. And then we're going to let it dry. This is raw wood, so that paint soaks in really well. Then we're going to take our liquid patina and our leftover pieces of the Timeworn Tin Tile. And in these strips and in these broken little slats, we're going to just decoupage each of these in. And I'm able with the smaller paintbrush to really work that paper up into the edge there where the top and bottom are, and it turns out so good. I love this. I love the fact that I was able to get these different colors and the different portions of this paper all applied together and have it turn out so stinking amazing. This actually, I would say it's one of my favorites, but you guys, I love every single piece I did this go round. This box was phenomenal. And if you want to get your own subscription box with these exclusive papers and these coordinating paint samples, make sure that you click the link below. You can bypass any wait list that Sonnet has and get in on it right away. So make sure you guys are getting yourself hooked up. It is so worth the cost of what you are paying. You can get so many projects out of this. I did the 5 that we did for our scavenger hunt, and then I did 2 rolling pins. I did 4 pumpkins. I did another little shelf that you'll see like in the background for my last project. I got so much done with this, and I still have 1 whole paper left of Royce's. I have 2 little pieces left of one of Connie's papers, and I have all my scraps, which you all know I save. I will use them on tags. I will use them on everything. I don't like to waste any of this, and I still have plenty of paint left as well. So make sure you guys get signed up because this is so worth the money. It is so worth it. Besides making me think outside the box at times, it really, really pushes your creativity, but it also gives you a really good value. You're getting so many things, and those papers are exclusive only to this box. You're not going to find them on Royce's site or anywhere else, or Connie's. These are exclusive to this box. So we're just going to work our way around this box
and finish applying this paper in the chunks. And yes, you can see I do have some wood spots remaining. Now, once this is dry, I just take my X-Acto knife and I go around the edge. And yes, I didn't wait for it to be completely dry because I was in a hurry. I was running late due to being not feeling well, and I rushed it a little bit, but it still got pretty clean cuts. And I was okay with it tearing a little bit too because I did go back in and grunge it up, which you guys will see here in just a moment. I do also run a finger sander, which you see on the right there, over the whole thing and distress it a little bit more even. And this is so stinking beautiful. I don't even know what I want to put in this yet, but it's good. It's so good, y'all. You can see here, I'm just taking my X-Acto knife, going along the edge, and then it just comes right off, and it leaves me with a really good, clean cut for the most part. And then we're gonna move on to the next step. Now for the fun part, y'all know I love, love, love to grunge up my tins and other things. So that's what we're gonna do to this basket. Yes, a wood basket. We're going to make this look like the tin that is on it. So we're going to take our um, Summer Crush, which came in the box, along with, I have used the chocolate, layered chocolate before by DIY, but this one is weathered wood. Both turn out beautiful. This matched a little bit better with this project, so we went with the weathered wood, and I'm just taking both colors and then going in and stippling this wherever the wood is showing on the center part of this basket. So where I left those gaps where my paper may have torn a little bit, and then I'm going to take the old 57 and go in with almost a dry brush on that edge. I'm just doing the one coat. It's going to soak in and I'm leaving it. And then we will seal this up and this will be all ready to go. Again, stay to the very end. I really need you guys to see these projects. They are amazing. And Wednesday, I can't even think of the date here, you guys. This Wednesday, we are doing a Whatnot auction, a raid train of all of the creative team plus some other subscribers to sell the items we've made in this box and others. So project 4 is actually my tray, but I'm going to show you another rolling pin, and I'm using the napkin that came in this box. I painted the handles in the old 57. I painted the main portion of this rolling pin with the Victorian lace, and then we're taking the napkin and we are peeling it apart. We are going to put down our layer of our decoupage medium and very carefully place this down. Napkins are very fragile. You only get so much wait time. So make sure you apply this and don't touch it again. And then we're going to do this all the way around and then let this baby dry. I do go in with a transfer from, I have to look up which one I decided to use because I heck if I remember, but we're going to apply this. It's the Lexi Grenzer one from IOD, and I'll link everything below. I always do. And I believe I have this left in stock. If not, I can get more in. I think. I haven't looked. So you guys, I used that transfer to cover up the seam, and once I have this done, I can't wait for you to see it. It turned out really cute. So once this is completely dry is when we go back in. I waited almost all day before going back in. I really wanted to make sure that my transfer laid down flat and it needs to be dry. So I cut off just a chunk because we're going around this tube here. I cut off a chunk of the backer and then we rub down the transfer. We end up going around the whole thing. We go ahead and we rub this in. But let me talk about my tray as I'm finishing this up. I do put a whitewash on this as well because it's too busy. So my tray is a gorgeous old wood tray with glass. You saw it in the very beginning. It is stunning, you guys. It is stunning. And I didn't want to do too much to this. And when this box came, I knew that time-worn tin tile needed to be on it. The center of this is glass And it's very easy to reverse decoupage onto glass. And I am so sorry I didn't get this done. I promise I will do a window or something soon to show you this process. I have done it before. So if you go in and search my previous videos, you should be able to find one where I do this reverse decoupage. So you're going to clean your glass really well, let it dry completely. Then you're going to go in with your decoupage medium, and we're going to do that starter strip, lay down that top part, and then you're just going to work your way down the glass from the bottom. And then you're going to do the print side on the glass, not facing up. And then you're going to go over the whole back of it with the decoupage medium, which is what I'm doing here. And then once this is dry, I go around the edge and I cut off all the excess. Now I will be painting over this with a coat of one of the white paints that came in this box, just to make that tin really pop on the other side. You guys, this is stunning, and I am sorry, but this won't be in the auction just because I don't want to ship this glass. It's so fragile and so old. Ugh. And this is not our final projects yet. This is project number 5. I just didn't have time to do up another little screen for y'all. And this is my sign. I am taking this old chest box top, and I have had this sitting around for a while, and I decided I was going to decoupage on the flat side of this. So I'm going in with that same Victorian lace. Y'all, I used so little out of that raw silk. I have it almost full, and I still have probably a quarter of this paint left as well after all of my projects. We're going to go in and put 2 coats of this paint down on this side. This has got like a green stain and then probably several coats of lacquer. I did go in on the next step. I'll explain that in a minute. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're going to go in. I decided I wanted to save that hardware and have that show up in the end. So it was going to take a little bit more detail work to work around those. And yes, I am sitting on the floor to paint this. My hubby walked in and is like, "You are crazy," but this works for me. So we're going to get those 2 coats on there, let it dry completely, and we're going to move on to the next step. I am using it says julep, but I want to say whatever color was in our box, gumdrop is what I want to say it was. I don't know. But I used that and I painted 2 coats of this. If you haven't used milk paint before, I have a whole playlist of just milk paint projects. You are going to take equal parts of water, equal parts of the paint. You're going to mix it. You're going to let it sit for a good 10 to 15 minutes to thicken up. Stir it one more time and then paint away. What I didn't show you is I did go in beforehand and we did the Connie method. If you're not familiar with the Connie method, again, I have other videos explaining this. You're going to go in with Sweet Pickins Extra Bond and paint that on wherever you would like to see lots of crazing. I went over most of my flat surfaces on this piece and got this all applied on there. And this piece is so cool because not only will you have the decoupage piece on one side to make a gorgeous piece of artwork, but you have these shelves on the other side. You can use them both. I'm going to actually put this in my booth, and I can't wait to share with you how it looks and how I style it up because it's going to be amazing. So this is our second coat. You can see what a huge difference it is between that first and second coat. And you guys, this color is beautiful. I love it. And wait till you see the amount of crackle we got. I'm going in with Sonnet's paper that was a gift for the 2-year anniversary. This is called Rockin Robin, and we're placing this on the side that we have painted white. And we're going to go in with our liquid patina. We are going to go ahead and add this in a strip and start applying. Now, when I am applying this, I am avoiding those metal pieces and the metal trim along the edge as well, because I do not want my paper to stick to that. So it's going to take a little bit of extra work and a little bit of extra going around the edges, but it's going to be so worth it in the end. So it's just going to be a slow process for that part of it. And when I'm applying this down and smoothing it out, and going back in with my brush on that top coat, I'm going to make sure to go around the edges and around that hardware, kind of tapping my brush into the lip of it so that the paper really sticks down there and really adheres. And then once I do get the edges and trim of this removed, I do go back in with one more coat to make sure everything is applied and gonna stay down. So this is a long process. It just takes some patience. And this paper is a really good weight. It's the same weight as Royce's papers, and it does allow you a little bit of play. You'll see me as I'm doing this. I mean, I edited this, so I don't know which parts I edited and kept in, but I do lift it up at points and like reapply it down just to get out a wrinkle or whatever. So you do have some time in here where you're able to move things around a bit. And I'm just going to go really slow. I didn't even use any water on this. Usually I have my misting bottle out. I just went with it being dry because I was really trying to be careful with that hardware and that trim. So this is just a process, and I'm going to show you as I finish this and put the final coat of sealer on it. And then you guys, it's on to my final projects. Enjoy, and I'll catch you at the end.
What did you think? I apologize for my boo-boos on hitting that record button and the opposite. I don't know what happened, you guys. I have not been feeling well, and I'm sure that had something to do with it. But I really appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you guys join us Wednesday to see these items up for sale and to catch all of us over on Whatnot doing our live auctions. I can't wait to share our finished projects with y'all, and I'll see you then. Bye.